we have the last presentation, Mr. Sanjaya Shakya. I think the topic itself is also interesting. It's more with art, I think stylistic about Chaitya.
I'd like to welcome you all in today's our gathering. My topic is basically related with the art, the contribution, a kind of contribution, or basically significance of artistic contribution. In terms of the Chaitya, and I particularly choose the topic I personally would like to, I'm very much interested with the Chaityas and in the Padmapani Bodhisattva. And we all know we have different kinds of Chaityas. We're raising Chaitya typologies. And basically my interest and my paper today is in the Chaturbyuha Chaitya. It sounds very interesting. It's a Chaturbyuha Chaitya. Chaturbyuha, a kind that has 4 cardinal directions, and it has its own philosophical backgrounds. And my point is, I would like to find or try to research on specific artistic cliché of Padmapani Bodhisattva, which has been very popular from the lecture period of Nepal, and I like to correlate it with the historical background and that historical timeline with the art background, and I try to correlate it with each other. And sorry for the inconvenience, probably some points that I'd like to mention here probably misplaced. So I'd like to continue here with the times that I found throughout my study in Nepal Mangala. Basically, we can categorically divide the Chaturbyuha Chaitya in 2 types. However, we can again divide into many parts, but broadly 2 types we can easily recognize, and these 2 types is the Chaturbyuha with Buddha only. We have many monolithic Chaityas which has all 4 Buddhas in 4 cardinal directions. Unfortunately, these are not my part of presentation today. The second one is main concern of my paper, and it's I categorically divided into Chaturbyuha with Buddha and Bodhisattvas. So by the name, it suggests it's typically a Mahayanic representation of the philosophical tenets. So here, defining the Chaturbyuha, as I say, phonetically very interesting. Chaturbyuha, we need to bend our tongues. So literally, the Chatur means relating with the 4, and Byuha means a collection. Or in one dictionary, I found it's a collection of troops, a military force. So basically, if it's a military force, then Chaturbyuha Chaitya that has 4 Buddha and Bodhisattvas are acting as a military force for the implementation of Buddhist ideas to the ground level. So we can find Chaturbyuha in a hypatrial condition, in everywhere, most basically in Patan, in Kathmandu, and it's surprising for me, I found some Chaturbyuha Chaityas in Tapadam. It's kind of rural areas from the Lakepur, and some not very convincing places. So it's very interesting. In philosophical background, I think I can cope it with the 4 southern states of mind. They are also called the Chaturbyuha, they are also called the Chatur Brahma Vihara. That's the Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, and the Upek. These are the states of mind. All the activities that we have is, if we can considering these four southern states of mind, and I think the violence that we are witnessing these days can be completely eradicated if we completely, even one of these four southern states of mind, in particular, let's say, if we have mudita kind of southern states of mind, then we have, I think, completely eradicate the social issues of ignorance, kind of hatred we have within us. So these four southern states of mind being represented as by the standing Buddha, Padmapani Lokeshwar, Manjushri, and Vajrapani, respectively. Another aspect, another business with the Chaturbyuha Chaitya, I think it's a spiritual forerunner of Amitabha Buddha. Before the advent of Maitreya, in between these time lapses, there is someone to withstand. There is someone who can control the Buddhist ideologies and can spread the Buddhism all around the world. And that is the Padmapani Bodhisattva. So this is why my topic is concentrated on Padmapani rather than other three Bodhisattvas. However, they all have very important characteristics, very important philosophy behind in Buddhism. Next, please. So these are four Chaturbyuha. I'll just give the direction for these images. We can see so the earlier one. Yes. In south, we can see the Maitreya, Padmapani in west, Sakyamuni in north, and Vajrapani in east. So these are the combination and their allocated direction in Chaturbyuha Chaitya. Next, please. Here, I also like to continue with the philosophy. Another reason that I think is very reasonable with the concept of Chaturbyuha Chaitya is because it has one Sakyamuni Buddha and three Bodhisattvas, and three Bodhisattvas have same kind of value in Buddhism. However, their part is different dynamics. I think the Padmapani, Vajrapani, and Manjushri that represented in the Chaturbyuha Chaitya is actually the personification of Buddha's compassion and his body and voice. As like Kakaya, Vaka, Chitta, they have been represented in the forms of Avalokiteshvara and the Manjushri and the Vajrapani and all other the Bodhisattvas. So these, I think, I put forth here as a philosophy. So dating back, the earliest specimen that we have in history as in record, we have the very ancient one. I get it from the Ganabaha Kathmandu. It's dated circa 550 under the calligraphical gram, and it was there is one devotee called Manigupta, and his Bahaya, that means the wife Mahendramati, has donated or commissioned to Padmapani Bodhisattva, that is in Ganabaha, and one very interesting term that I can put it here in red line, maybe you can read it out, that is the Sarva Sapto Hita Sukhata. That means for welfare of all the sentient beings. Me and my wife, Manigupta and Mahendramati, we are commissioning a statue that is of Padmapani. And in all the later development in art, all the development of the Padmapani Bodhisattva later on, up to now, we have similar kind of stylistic development and the cliché. However, there is a little bit of modification in various parts. Modification is, I think, is necessary in artistic timeline. It's very interesting. The gestures, their hand postures. Let me come with the iconography. His right hand is in Varada Mudra. His left hand is holding the stalk of a lotus. His crown is engraved with the Amitabh. He is the spiritual father of the Padmapani Bodhisattva. And what interesting is below the right hand there is a female attendant, and she could be the Mahendramati. And it's very naive in art. It's not very exacted with the physiognomy, but having a voluminous shoulders, a kind of swollen hands and swollen legs. All the details is not that exuberant than the later one. So anyway, this specimen is the oldest one, and it's interesting to know this statue tried to be still more than 6 times, but still we can see it. The Bodhisattva either, as we're talking about the Padmapani in the physical form, doctrinally, the Bodhisattva is defined as who has set out on the path of complete rebellion in order to set all sentient beings. That is the idol of Mahayana. That is why we say it's a Mahayana. It's a great vehicle because it can incorporate every sentient being in it. So there's another idol about that Bodhisattva ideal. He differs his nirvana. He's not going to nirvana for itself, nirvana. He's not going anywhere. He would like to revert again and again for the welfare of all the sentient beings. That is what the ideal of Bodhisattva. Next, please. So this one, again, I got it from very ancient one. This is the ancient Chaturbyuha Chaitya we can never have in Nepal. That's from the Dwakabaha Kathmandu. It's still you can go and see it's very nicely carved in very supreme beauty, beautified, let's say. It's a Likshavi period Chaitya. The first one who published it is the art historian Stella Congress, and there is one inscription in post Likshavi period, and I think all the inscriptionologists, or let's say the palagraphs, they believe it to be of 7th century. And in my personal view, that statue, that Chaturbyuha Chaitya, must be of around 670, because I have some clues in my point of view could justify that part. Let me give you the stylistic cliché that we are talking again and again here. Mostly the 6th part, all the Padmapani of Lokiteshwar have it intact with, and they are the Jata Mukutta, Kundala, Kanti, Sarpabala. This is one very interesting. The one with the Ganavaha, if we can see, we can go previous one from the Ganavaha. Yes, here in the arm part, you cannot see the Sarpabala. There is no staying armlets. And this one is from the 550. So another one that I show you here in the Dwakaba, it immediately has a serpentine version of Bahi. And all the calligraphy relates to the 7th century, and the Narendra Deva, who is connected with the Padmapani Bodhisattva, or the Bunga that currently been celebrated in Lalitpur. The Bunga legend is associated with the Narendra Deva who reigned in Nepal from 643 to 679. So I think as he is connected with the Bunga and the Bunga legends, however, they are not a historical document. At least we have surviving cultures in Patan. We believe, and because the tradition we are practicing, following here, we believe it to be exact the Narendra Deva that I mentioned here from 643, running from 643 to 679. So I think it's 650 times. And interestingly, one stylistic cliché that you cannot find in anywhere else besides the single individual figure is the attendant that you see in individual part in Galabaha. This is the stylistic cliché for the Chaturbyuha in Galabaha. Later on it was modified, this next one. So this one is from the Nagabaha, 8th century. This is typically interesting because the parts is, being linearized, and its denouncement is very peculiar, and very interestingly, the body beneath the garment of the Nagabaha figures appears much more resilient. And it's very much sensuous, By looking at this, at the time it's the 8th century, you can see here and kind of feel like it's going to move. This is very interesting. So another slide, please. I'm going a little rapidly. So this one, I feel very sorry for the Tapahiti. It was written Tapahiti by the Nilgutsov in his 1500 years of Nepalese Buddhism. It's a Tapahiti, it's a 9th century. And it's later developed as a stylistic cliché of the choral type of, the nimbus and the probability. This is nearby the Nagabaha, it's a 9th century statue. And this one is from my hometown, from Dhaka. It's Dane, it's 665. It's another Chaturbyuha Chaitya. So please, next one. Nilgutsov has collected only 12 Chaturbyuha Chaityas in his book. But I found 19. He missed 7. And I think if we can go further, then we might also count many more. So Javabahi, later on the Chaturbyuha is modified in its version. It has typically the protruding bodhisattvas with the floral motifs. And the Bodhisattva idol seems very much florally mannered here in a Rococo style of representation. So next one, please. This one is from Thailand, about 688. See, the figure is very nice and beautiful. This style seems a continuation after this style being introduced. So next one, please. One photo particularly is interesting. Here, people try to merge the bodhisattvas with the Buddha's attire. Here, the Padmapani Bodhisattva is wearing a typical Buddha attire. And one interesting part is it's here, the coiffure is different than other ones. Next one, please. This one from the Thini, the Gutwa, also a Chaturbyuha Chaitya. Next one, please. This one is Chapagam, and it's a road expansion planning, so probably we're going to visit this statue, this Chaturbyuha Chaitya, one from the Shoindu, it's about 19th century. And this one is the latest one from the Buba, and we have dated it about 1971. So it's a combination of Chaturbyuha Chaitya and the Suberu Chaitya. Most interestingly, people try to modify the concept of Chaturbyuha Chaitya with the Sumeru Chaitya. And one other interesting part we can see in the bottom, we see kind of hill-like structures. So people try to modify in as a topography, Nepalese topography. With the how the Nepalese Nepal mandala come into existence. Like the hills. There is Manjushri, more like it's descriptive Chaitya. So it's a combination. 1971 is the very latest one we can find. So I don't have much time. All the points that I put it here is, I described it earlier. Maybe if I put it here because probably if you missed it here, you can find it in these parts. So these are the points I need to clear it up. Next one, please. Yes, from the Rakabaha to the Bhuvaha, we have kind of consistency, but in terms of the drapery, in terms of the presentation, in terms of the attire and the stylistic sass, and also the secretariat, those are very particular with only the Padmapani Bodhisattva. We cannot find in any other Bodhisattvas. This is very special part of Padmapani of Lokiteshwar. So the conclusion, I would like to read it out here. the modeling of flattering drapery in the treatment of the dhoti has served as the prototype for all these sculptures. And some significant stylistic cliché typical for Padmapani could be secretary, I told you earlier, the triple crest crown having plain or double pearl base, inwards, and the fluttering drapery, and most of all the soft facial expression, typically with compassion. This is the most stylistic cliché of Padmapani Bodhisattva. Thank you so much.